and welcome to Knowledge is Fun 2020. We were moving towards our aim of target 100. We are all in to score a full 100 in home science. So we were discussing the sample papers, and in the process we had completed section A and section B, which were all 1 markers. Now we move on to section C, which are longer questions carrying 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks and 5 marks. So let us begin with the home science sample paper for the year 2021. Be ready and have your papers and pen ready. If you have forgotten something, if you are not able to recall, it is always better to go back, watch the video concerned, or read the book, again solve the questions, and please write down all the answers. So let us begin with question number 22, which carries 2 marks. So, what is a healthy environment and how can a teacher create a healthy environment in her class? So, this is the first question. This is very practical and you can think about it in your own class. How do you feel that a teacher can create a positive environment? So, the first thing can be to pay attention to all the students' needs, what all they require, to motivate the students to perform better, to reduce truancy in the class, to make the class more interesting by making use of different aids. These aids can be making use of different teaching aids like charts, posters, models, or any other techniques like role play, brainstorming, and make the class interesting, to be fair and impartial towards all the students and show no partiality in the class, and to have a positive work environment in the class, to divide the work between all the students, to make groups, to inculcate cooperation and consideration in the class. These are all the methods. You can write down any four, and each point carries half a mark. Besides this, you have a choice where you have to write down four personal attributes of an entrepreneur. So you just need to think out of the box. Think of the qualities which any entrepreneur should possess. It should be that he should be hardworking. This is most important. He should be hardworking. He should be creative and innovative. Then he should know the needs of the society, what all he can do, what are the risks involved, and the capacity to undertake the risks. He should be able to multitask and perform many tasks at the same time. There are many others. Knowledge about that particular field in which he is interested, and also plan of knowledge of management, implementation, along with this marketing skills, PR skills, that is personal relations, communicating with other people, bringing them on the same boat. So these are all the skills that you need to write down any four. Each carries half a mark. Okay. Now 22nd is over. Now we come to 23rd. Compare two advantages and disadvantages of food or diet based approach. You remember there were two approaches. The first we are going to discuss, diet based approach. Here it would be ideal if you can make a table where the first you will write down the strategy, then you can write down the advantages, and finally the disadvantages. So it is, the strategy is diet based strategy or the food based strategy. The most important thing is that it is highly cost effective. It is cheap compared to other methods, because there you have to develop a medicinal food, then transmit it or make it acceptable to the people. But here it is very effective, and because it is cost effective, you can have a wide coverage amongst the population, and it is very uh, simple for the people to bring about a change. But to incorporate it and implement it is not at all easy. It requires a great deal of research. It is only after the research that you can apply it. Then it is not necessary that it leads to long term changes. You need these dietary changes to be long term, but it is not necessary that these dietary changes are long term changes. So the changes which you want to incorporate are long term and behavioral changes, but it is not with that easy to bring about that change in the people. But if you are able to bring it, then it is very cost effective and you can apply it for a wide area of the population. Then we come over to question number 24, where you have to elaborate upon the four stages of the guest cycle. If you remember the four stages, or if you don't, please go back to the video and revise it. But the first thing when you have to go somewhere is the pre arrival stage, where we inquire about what we have to do, where we have to stay, what are the rates. Then after that you had the arrival stage, where you reach that particular hotel and then you sign in. You get sign in the registers, given your ID. After that you have the occupancy stage, where you are actually staying in that particular hotel. After your visit is over, you depart, and that is the final stage, that is the departure. Uske baad, if you undertake another trip, again it is the pre-arrival stage. And the second part, you have a choice in here. And what is the choice? You have to enlist any four functions of the housekeeping department. Housekeeping department, the one which looks after the maintenance of the hotel. So here, if you are looking after the maintenance, it includes the cleanliness of the hotel, of the public areas, of the guest rooms, of dormitories, all. Then you have to maintain the supply. The supply could be of the laundry, it could be exchange of the linen, and supply of any requirement of the guests. Then you also have to look about the maintenance of the interiors. This maintenance can include both. It could be flower arrangement, it could be the linen of the hotel, it could be the maintenance of the landscape, the external landscape, the interiors of the hotels. So all this is included in the maintenance. And also supervision. You have to supervise the staff which is under you. You have to coordinate their services and also communicate the problems of the guests and of the hotel to the guests. So all these are the works which are done by the housekeeping department. It can also include pest control, etc. So this is all. You can write down any four, just four. Okay. Then is question number 25, where you have to tell whether ICT is a powerful tool of development, communication, and informing people. So ICT is the latest technique and it is a big contributor to the development communication, where you want to bring about development through communication. And because it is development through communication, ICT, it includes both the hardware and the software of the computers. And because of this, it includes the digital broadcasting, and it is through digital broadcasting that you bring about the awareness amongst the people. You pass on all the information, the programs to the people. Then it also deals with the telecommunication, all the telecommunication technologies. Finally, you also have the mobiles. Nowadays, most of the tasks are done by the mobile. These could be social programs, this could be business programs, it could be marketing related programs, it could be public service programs, public information or awareness programs. So all these are done by the mobile nowadays. You can buy the things, and you need to have information about the economical, social, and business backgrounds, the political backgrounds. All this information is passed by the ICT to the people. So you have to write down any four reasons. Then we come to question number 26. Enumerate any four primary requirements when preparing for a career in the field of care and maintenance of fabrics. As it deals with the care and maintenance of fabrics, what you need to have is, the first thing is knowledge. Knowledge of what? Of various fibers, the the response of the fibers to different reagents, then the various processes which are available in the market, then the latest technology which is available in the market. And because you have the knowledge of the fiber, you have to make the selection about which knowledge and which process is the best, how to market all this, how to take care of each different type of fiber, what are the chemicals in the reagent rules, what would be the impact of these chemicals and reagents on the fibers. You also need to be aware of the machineries which are available, the cost of the machinery, the cost effectiveness of mechanizing any process. So all these you can write down any four. So we have finished 25, 26. Now question number 27. Why were children home formed? And you have to also give three kinds of children home. Half mark for this and one and a half for three kinds of children home. Because it is only of half mark, all the three kinds of home, you only have to give one line about each home. So why were children home formed? Because looking after the children who don't have a house, who are lost, is the responsibility of the government, and children homes were formed by the government because the children who have nobody to take care of between the age group of 3 to 18 years are to be put in the state custody, and it is the state who needs to take care of these children, and because they have to be in state custody, the children homes were formed. Now you have three kinds of children home. First is observation homes, then you have the special homes, and finally you have the juvenile homes or the children home. Juvenile homes or the children homes. Now, the first one, observation homes, are for the people or for the children who are lost or whose parents are not found, and they are kept in the observation home till their parents are traced. Parents or their guardians. So until and unless they are traced, they are kept in the observation home. Now the special homes are where the children who have done some crime, who have violated the law under IPC, are kept in the special homes. So the children who have done some crime, they have violated the law, are placed in the judicial custody, in the custodial care in the special homes. And finally you have the juvenile or the children home, where the children who were kept in the observation home, their parents are not tracked, or they are not physically, mentally or socially fit to keep the child. And in case the parents or the guardian are not fit to keep the child is sent to the juvenile home from the observation home. So these are the three kinds of homes which are formed by the government to look after the children who have nobody to take care of. Okay, now we come to the 3 mark questions. The first 3 mark question is that you have bought a silk fabric to get a frock stitch for your younger sister, and you need to give 3 ways to create rhythm. Because it is rhythm in a frock, I'll always advise that you go in for diagrams. Once you make the diagrams, you can be absolutely sure that you are going to get 3 out of 3. So first, there are three methods by which we create rhythm. The first is, remember, if you have forgotten, please go and revise. The first is repetition, then you have radiation and also gradation. So repetition, radiation and gradation. In repetition, what is done? You suppose it is a frock. So if it is a frock, how can you create repetition? By repeating. By chance, if you have put in a frill here, you can repeat the frill, you can repeat the same pattern, and you can repeat the lace at different places. Suppose there is a pocket, you can use the lace there also, and this is all repetition of a particular uh, element of design. Then you have radiation. Radiation is when your eye moved in an organized way from the central point. Now, because this is a frock, the central point could be anywhere where you can create the gathers. So, if you are creating some gathers, then this is the central point, and it can also be created by a bow or flares or gathers. Then you can create radiation. So, radiation is created when, or it can also be, or the last one was gradation. Gradation is when there is a gradual change in the pattern, color, or lines. It could be lines which are going off, the distance is increasing, or it could be the size, first flower of this size, second smaller, and the third smaller. This is also gradation. the change in color where the first color is dark, then you have the lighter colors. So this is gradation. Repetition, gradation, and radiation. Radiation, when you have lines like this, you can also have line, if you have lines like this, then it is gradation. Okay, now we come to the 29th question. Why are elderly vulnerable? Give any two reasons to support your answer. Name any two programs operating in our country for the elderly people, and also tell about two administrative skills which are required to work for the elderly. Elderly are ill because of so many reasons. They can be socially isolated, they are dependent and a burden on others. This dependence can be financial, it could be economic, it could be social, it could be physical because they are not fit. Then it could be that they feel that they are a burden on a society, they are of no use in the society. It is because of their physical and mental condition also. You can mention any. Okay, that is why they are vulnerable. Give any two reasons to support your answer. These are the reasons. Okay, now what are the two programs operating in our country? We had done many programs, but we'll take up any two. It could be the old age homes, or you could have care homes for the elderly. It could be the mobile vans, the mobile hospitals for the elderly. It could be old age pension for the elderly, which is given to them. Now, you remember, it also income tax rebate has been given for the elderly. The income tax rates for the elderly are higher. It is only because you can write down any two programs. And what are the skills which are required if you want to help the elderly? You need to have the people skill, that is interaction with the people, because you will be dealing with the elderlies. Then you need to have the administrative skills, where you have to manage the uh, uh, where you have to manage the old age homes. It could be the mobile hospitals, the pension programs. You need to have the administrative or the managerial skills. So you can write down any of these. Okay, then again you have a choice here, that is, why were Nehru Yuva Kendra established, and list any four programs which ran under these Yuva Kendras. Here also this is a 3 mark question. So Nehru Yuva Kendra, this is for 1 mark, and 2 marks for the four programs. So why were they established? To provide opportunity to the students. Opportunity for what? For their personality development, and to involve them in the national programs, their physical development, national integration, and also to enable non students, especially the students in the rural areas, and bring them to the mainstream so that they can also contribute to the development of the rural areas. You can write down any other Yuva Kendra, you can write down national integration or any other. Then the second part is any four programs which are run by the Nehru Yuva Kendras. Here you can have non-formal education, or the social service camps, or uh, sports, adventure, so that they are not afraid. You can give them vocational training, you can give them technical training. Any of these you can write down. Leadership programs, NSS, youth leadership training programs. So any of these you can write down. You have to write down any four. Students, what I am discussing here is as per the marking scheme